company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We've got another paint-on demonstration to do today. So I found this. This is a surface we had in the backyard. It's an old, dirty, beat-up surface. It's a 150-inch screen. I want to get my floor projection screen put in as fast as possible. And I'm just going to recycle this old dirty one and convert it into our black technology and convert it into a nice screen for the floor. So we already did the wall behind us, a giant stucco wall, which is light stucco. I should say light stucco, 180 inches. We've done our 27-inch gaming screen over here. And now we're going to be doing over here our floor. So I got some surface down so that we're going to mess with the floor, which is already a little crazier than it is right now. And we're just going to roll over this, be done with it, and that's basically about it. So just to show you how easy it is to utilize our black screen paint technology, we're going to be converting the floor over into a projection screen floor, which I like to use in my demonstrations, but my other one is outside hanging up right now, and I need one for the floor to match my giant screen in here. All right, so I'm going to get started on this, get this thing rolled in real quick, and then we can do some demonstrations off it tonight. And just to show you that you're not going to have to prime the surface. Well, if you're doing fabric, you're definitely going to have to prime, but this has already been primed multiple times, so we're good. But just to show you that it'll roll over just about everything. You know, we got a gray screen here, the white screen. Yeah, we just roll over the top of this. We'll be done in no time at all. All right, so let's get this started. So we're using some of the paint we had yesterday left where we did the giant 180-inch wall. We're going to knock this out real quick. Oh, let me show you the condition of the screen. It's pretty badly, so not worrying about it because our technology is designed to make anything look amazing. You can see how beat up the surface is. And you'll see what it looks like when we get done with it. It's going to look quite nice. So like I said, when it comes to our products at the end of the day, we can back ourselves up 100%. And not only that, you know, we do demonstrations on a level that most people are just not even doing at the end of the day. We're painting in big screens, and we're not just doing those, I could say those small little screens at the end of the day. You have to be to see that technology on a much larger scale. And also, too, it helps if you do it in different forms of projectors and different forms of environments, which I'm going to be doing this right now. And then when I'm done with this, I got a gaming demo to do pretty soon, but I want to get this painted in real quick. So let's get this started and show you how amazing our technology is compared to everything else on the market. All right, so our paint's already stirred up. I'm just going to take some of it and pour in the center right here. This is on Gucci. Right. There we go. Stuff has amazing coverage, so I'm not going to need a lot to do this. Just what I like to do. As I said before, when you're doing a fabric surface, you want to make sure, especially when it's brand new, this one's not brand new, this one's been painted a few times, so I'm not worried about having even spots in the screen. But when you're painting a fabric screen, you want to make sure that you put on 2 applications of paint, so that way you have to worry about the screen absorbing more or less. finish getting my corners. Yep. Knocking this all over the place. Put it over there. Right over here. All right, just a little bit more, we're done. That's it. The corners, make sure they're done nicely. Make sure I can skip any spots. Make sure I get all my areas in. Make sure to work it in pretty good. Whew, that's it. We're done. Here we go. 150-inch screen painted in, fast, quick, and done. That's why I said that, you know, you have to paint a couple of these in to know exactly what you're doing. And from painting in a few of these big screens, at the end of the day, I can basically tell you exactly, like I said, how much paint it takes to do this at the end of the day. I still can't figure out how somebody came with that conclusion of that. And it's not to beat a dead horse to death, it's just bottom line, it's just wrong information altogether. So this would probably take about, I'd say 48 ounces to knock out with no problem. It didn't take long to knock this out. The reason why I say this is because you gotta be careful about going on the websites, you got to make sure that the paint they're telling you how much it takes to paint a screen, that the calculations are correct. Because you do not want to come up short, especially when painting a screen, especially if you're doing a job for a company or you're doing a job for an event or a banquet. You want to make sure that you're going to get exactly enough paint to get the job done and a little bit left over. Let's go back around. Make sure I haven't missed any areas. Especially when it comes to painting large screens, I definitely have more experience than most people. Because like I said, demonstrations I've seen, I've not seen yet. Other people do 150-inch screens or anything bigger than that. Just haven't seen it at all, period. So just make sure you know what you're doing. With the technology we have here, we don't have to worry about the screen. It'll pick up 100% contrast level. White levels are going to be amazing. We can use this for excellent visual effects. Where if we're using a gray screen paint product, the problem we're going to run into is that it's not going to be able to pick up those contrast levels. And those contrast levels is what's going to be needed to make those fantastic visual effects, which we're going to be using on my ultra short projector over there. Let me make sure I'm in that groove a little better. Make sure I get all my crevices and creases. Oh, that's done nicely. I don't have any little problems at all here. Yeah, that's better. That's why I don't like to depend on those crutch projectors at the end of the day, because you have to realize that if a company's not going to be using your projector, what's going to happen? So, got to make sure your stuff works with everything. We're going to be using a $60 NEC projector on this, which is going to be easy for us to do. That projector we have over there on display, that's what we use for our demonstrations for our floor. And we still got a lot of paint left over. Probably going to be painting something else. Actually, I'm going to be doing a wallpaper screen pretty soon once it gets in. But this is finished and done. So we'll throw our fan down, let it dry, and then later on we'll do some demonstrations off of it. Where my fan is at. Oh, okay. See if I can grab the fan. And we're also going to be doing some demonstrations on why, and I'm going to say this again, I can't keep repeating this over and over again, why OLED demonstrations are not meant for. We're going to be talking about that next. And we have a forum site, actually, we're going to be on later on today, talking about why these great projection screens are trying to, I guess they're trying to be like black technology at the end of the day. OLED demonstrations, you look at the demonstrations that are coming out, they're all done for black screens. Every television you could think of has OLED technology embedded into it. First it was just LG. Now you got Sony. You got all of them. They all got that LG OLED technology. Everybody wants that deep, dark screen. So at the end of the day, those gray screens and white screens are not meant for those demonstrations. Technically, truthfully, they're not even meant for gunmetals. Gunmetals are dark gray. OLED's not a dark gray screen. It's black. So that's why it costs $15,000 for one of those screens, because televisions, because that screen produces the blackest level that you can even get beyond the TV. So yeah. So if I was going to be doing me a planetarium, which I'm actually planning to design pretty soon when I have time, there is no way in the world I would coat the inside of that with a gray paint, because you're not going to pick up your black levels. They're not going to pull up. So like I said, I don't know why they even bother doing those demonstrations. Keep in mind, way back 9 years ago, OLED technology didn't even exist. So, of course, you didn't see demonstrations that dark to begin with at all, period. They showed off some contrast levels, but not on the level of OLED. This is going to make a nice screen. So this is, like I said, get back to this. This is an old beat up surface we had outside. I figure I'm not throwing it in the trash. It still has good use to it. Coat it over with our technology, voila, turn it into a whole nother different screen. We're going to be using this for the floor display. So once this all dries up, I'm going to have the big screen fired up. I'm going to have this screen displayed right here on the floor, and it's going to look amazing in here when we get done. And as you can see, we're not going to have any white light bouncing all over the place because screens are designed to absorb light. All right, I got to do a couple of promo demonstrations to fill up my website a little bit, and we're going to have I want to have a discussion on the prehistoric great products. Like I said, the demonstrations that we have out here now, they're OLED demonstrations. They're not developed for gray screens. It is what it is. A lot of people don't want to accept it, but you're going to have to. That's what it is. There's a lot of people that want to accept 8 tracks, and they were changing over to something else, to cassette players. People didn't want to get rid of them. No, that's the changing of technology, people. The changing of technology. The rules about technology. Either you roll with it or you get crushed by it. Those are the 2 rules. Notice when LG came up with that OLED technology, every TV industry jumped on that technology as fast as they could because they knew that was the next best thing. But unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to have an OLED TV. They're not cheap. So projectors are trying to compete with TVs, and they're trying to make darker and darker contrast levels for projectors that have the ability to be able to pull those heavy contrast levels. What's the point of having it if you don't have the screen to display off? You can have all the contrast in the world on your projector. You still can't see it on a gray screen. That's why all the demonstrations I come across are in the dark. All right, so when this is all dried and done, we'll get it set up and we'll be good to go. I guarantee you, when we actually display the universe off this screen on the floor, if I take any one of those great products and throw it, it won't even be to compete with it. Oh, this is going to look real nice. All right, got to get out of here. I was going to do a demonstration, but I figured I'm going to knock this out for the floor today. So let's see, what are we painting? We painted at 100. We actually painted quite a few large screens. We knocked out 129-inch, 1610, 180-inch, 150-inch for the floor. Knocked them out in no time at all. That's what I'm going to say before I leave. You got to make sure that when you're going on a website, you're getting exactly what you're getting when it comes to the measurements of products that needed to make paint a screen. Because like I said, at the end of the day, 180-inch takes out 1 gallon. Let's just let you know. It takes 1 gallon to knock out a 180-inch screen. And that's 180 sitting right up against that wall right there. So there's no way in the world a screen of that caliber is going to take out 2 quarts. Not going to happen. This may, depending on how much coverage you get out of your product. You may or may not. It depends. You have to test it first. That's how you have to know. That's why we had, like I said, we had the 20-ounce containers out there. I could have easily went and said, well, look, I got experience in painting big screens. I could just say it right from the door. It'll work. I can't say that. I have to actually paint the screen to know that it's actually going to work at the end of the day. Because like I said, I could come up short. And if I come up short, then the day my customer comes up short. So they suffer too. No, you got to know. All right. I'm going to go fire this. Get ready for it. I got to go on Amazon and Amazon. I'm going, which one? Look for a lens shifting short throw. See if we can find it. All right. That's basically about it. We're done. That's it. Yeah. No 4 applications or none of that complicated nonsense. Done. All right. Got to go. God bless. Bye-bye.